Are you ready for a biblical challenge? If you love exploring the scriptures and want to grow in wisdom, this quiz is for you. Come test your knowledge of the Bible and find out how much you know about God's teachings. Get ready to learn in a fun and engaging way. Question 1. How many times did Laban change Jacob's wages? 3 times. B. 4 times. C. 2 times. D. 5 times. Correct answer, 3 times. Verse. And Laban said to Jacob, Not so, if I serve you for nothing, tell me what your wages shall be, and I will give it to you. And Jacob said to him, You know how I have served you, and how your livestock has been with me. For the little that you had before me has increased, and the Lord has blessed you for my sake. Now therefore what shall my wages be? Genesis 30 verses 28 to 29. Laban, Jacob's father-in-law, frequently changed Jacob's wages as a way of deceiving him. The account shows that he did this at least 3 times. Jacob, who initially worked for Rachel, had his wage arrangements changed by Laban, but even so, God blessed Jacob, causing his work to prosper. Question 2. Whose idols did Rachel hide in the camel's saddle? A. Her father, Laban. B. Her brother, Esau. C. Her husband, Jacob. D. Her uncle, Lot. Correct answer A. Her father, Laban. Verse. So Rachel took the idols that were in her father's house and put them in the camel's saddle, and sat on them. And Laban searched everywhere, but could not find them. Genesis 31 verse 34. Rachel, Jacob's wife, stole the idols from her father, Laban, before fleeing with Jacob and his family. When Laban realized the idols were missing, he pursued Jacob and his family, but could not find the idols, because Rachel had hidden them in the camel's saddle and sat on them. Question 3. Who helped Jesus carry the cross? A. Peter. B. Simon of Cyrene. C. John. D. James. Correct answer, B. Simon of Cyrene. Verse. And they compelled Simon of Cyrene, who was passing by, coming in from the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to carry his cross. Mark 15 verse 21. Simon of Cyrene was a man who was forced by Roman soldiers to carry Jesus' cross on the way to Golgotha. Jesus, already weakened by torture and scourging, received this help from Simon on the way to the place of crucifixion. Question 4. What happened to the chief baker whose dream Joseph interpreted? A. He was promoted by Pharaoh. B. He was released from prison. C. He was hanged. D. He fled Egypt. Correct answer C. He was hanged. Verse. In 3 days Pharaoh will lift your head and hang you on a tree, and the birds will eat your flesh from you. Genesis 40 verse 19. Joseph interpreted the chief baker's dream while they were both in prison. He explained that in 3 days Pharaoh would order the baker to be hanged as a form of punishment. Joseph's interpretation came true exactly as he said, demonstrating the gift God had given him. Question 5. How many times did Jesus teach that we should forgive someone who offends us? 7 times. B. 10 times. C. 70 times 7. D. Whenever asked. Correct answer C. 70 times 7. Verse. Then Peter came to him and asked, Lord, how many times shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, I do not say to you, up to 7 times, but, up to 70 times 7. Matthew 18 verses 21 to 22. Jesus used the expression 70 times 7 to teach that forgiveness should be unlimited and constant. He did not indicate a literal number, but rather the attitude of always forgiving, reflecting God's grace and patience toward us. Question 6. According to Daniel's vision, what do the 10 horns represent? A. 10 kings who will arise. B. 10 nations destroyed. C. 10 prophets chosen. D. 10 tribes of Israel. Correct answer, A. 10 kings who will arise. Verse: the 10 horns are 10 kings who will arise out of this kingdom, and after them another will arise, different from the first, and he will subdue 3 kings. Daniel 7 verse 24. In Daniel's vision, the 10 horns symbolize 10 kings or kingdoms that would arise out of an empire. This passage is part of a prophecy about future kingdoms and their relationship to God's plan. Daniel received these visions to reveal events that would happen in the end times. Question 7. Which man lost his sight for 3 days after seeing Jesus? A. Paul. B. Peter. C. John. D. James. Sinai. B. Gerazim. C. Abel. D. Ararat. Correct answer, A. Paul. Verse: Saul got up from the ground, and when he opened his eyes, he could see no one. And they led him by the hand and brought him to Damascus. For 3 days he was without sight, and neither ate nor drank. Acts 9 verses 8-9. Saul, later called Paul, lost his sight after an encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus. He was persecuting Christians when a bright light surrounded him, and he heard the voice of Jesus. The event marked the transformation of his life and the beginning of his ministry as an apostle to the Gentiles. Question 8. The young men of Bethel mocked the baldness of which prophet? A. Elisha. B. Paul. C. Elijah. D. Jeremiah. Correct answer, A. Elisha. Verse: then he went up from there to Bethel. And as he was going up along the road, some young men came out of the city and mocked him, saying, "Go up, bald man! Go up, bald man!" 2 Kings 2 verse 23. Elisha was mocked by the young men in Bethel because of his baldness. This incident happened shortly after he had taken the place of Elijah as prophet. The mockery was seen as an affront to God, since Elisha was his representative, and it had serious consequences for the young men. Question 9. What was the name of the rich man who asked for Jesus' body after the crucifixion? Nicodemus. B. Simon of Cyrene. C. Joseph of Arimathea. D. Caiaphas. Correct answer, C. Joseph of Arimathea. Verse: when evening came, there came a rich man from Arimathea, named Joseph, who also was a disciple of Jesus. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. Matthew 27 verses 57-58. Joseph of Arimathea was a wealthy man, a member of the Sanhedrin, and a secret disciple of Jesus. He boldly asked Pilate for the body of Jesus so that he could bury it in a new tomb, fulfilling the prophecies about the Messiah. Question 10. What was the name of the bronze serpent that Moses made? Leviathan. B. Nehushtan. C. Behemoth. D. Seraph. Correct answer, B. Nehushtan. Verse: he removed the high places, broke down the sacred pillars, cut down the Asherah poles, and broke into pieces the bronze serpent that Moses had made, because until that day the Israelites had burned incense to it, calling it Nehushtan. 2 Kings 18 verse 4. The bronze serpent was created by Moses, under God's command, to cure the Israelites of poisonous snake bites in the desert. Centuries later, it became an object of idolatry and was called Nehushtan, and was destroyed by King Hezekiah as part of his religious reform. How did you do? Leave in the comments how many questions you got right and share what caught your attention during the quiz. If you want to continue deepening your understanding of God's Word, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to follow our daily videos. Don't forget to invite your friends to participate and spread divine wisdom. Until the next quiz.